live on the vault. Victor.
All right. Welcome everybody to episode 189 of the SEO Vault. Very interesting episode for you guys today. So some things that I want to make sure to mention. Check us out on the different platforms. So we are on YouTube as well as on Facebook. So remember to subscribe so that you actually get the notifications when we go live. If you know anybody else that's into SEO, working with SEO in any capacity, definitely make sure to go ahead and share this podcast with them so that they can also get tuned into all the stuff that all the information that we're sharing. But yeah, YouTube is where all of our past episodes are at. So if you're trying to get a recap or if you're trying to go for a specific episode, that's where you would want to check it out. And remember to hit like if you're watching this. Definitely helps us out a bunch. All right, so
Good stuff. I think we're sharing local client takeover and local SEO community now.
Now we've got some pretty large brand updates that we want to share across our team here. We also have some SEO testing updates that I know a lot of people were waiting to hear about. And of course, some SEO news as usual. So let's start with some brand updates then. Mark,
take it away, Mark.
Yeah, would you like to take over there with the brand updates?
Thank you. It's been a while since I was on the Vault 189.
Mr. Mark.
Thanks for being a big part of carrying that torch during my hiatus, Mr. Miles. Welcome, Victor. Is this your first episode as host, the big dog on the block?
It would be, yes. On the other side of things.
I love it. Yeah, you were a guest before, and I guess let me segue right into saying, many of you know I made a post, but Nate and I, many of you know Nate from LV and the software we've just been churning away at for almost a decade together now. We've acquired Chaz's equity in Web 20, so we did a full buyout, and we look forward to taking a lot of the great things he did and all of the Rockstar team that they have done and been doing and building on it. We've already identified a lot of ways we can improve, but excited to be, again, this is the last picking up the torch or carrying the torch reference I'll make, because any more than 2 per episode is probably obnoxious, but we look forward to carrying that torch forward. So having said that, Mr. Miles and Mr. Perez are going to be huge components in the company. Mike already was. Victor's a bit of a new guy here, not new to us, which I'll explain in a moment, but Miles will be officially stepping in with his C-suite ass. That's not going to play back well. He'll be the chief.
That's
chief
going on
operations
TikTok.
officer.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, might as well. But Mike's been tremendous with helping with operations and just keeping the gears moving. So, we'll look forward to more of that. And Victor, for those of you who don't know, I actually got an opportunity to work with Victor in a legal marketing agency where he was the head of SEO. And for anyone that doesn't know Victor, Mike, you've had your time. Everyone knows how awesome you are, and I've hyped you up. You're one of my favorite people, but it's Victor's time to shine a bit. Victor's impressive, probably leaps and bounds above most SEOs you'll run into, just because how much in the trench experience he has. I actually joke with Victor. He probably thinks I'm serious at this point, but when we exited out of that agency during the buyout, it was kind of a funny thing. It was an amicable buy, by the way. It wasn't. I still love the guy that owns it, Andy, great guy. But I joked with Vic. I was like, I had no leverage because you took all my jobs away, man. Like he took a hold of the SEO department, delivered hundreds of rankings for lawyers all over the United States, and just heads and shoulders above most people I've ever worked with in terms of SEO, and I'm really grateful to have him on the team. And he's going to be using that knowledge to help improve products and, you know, all of the SEO deliverables. But more so than that, he's going to act as a brand ambassador, where, you know, we're gonna get Victor on the circuit. Look out for him. You know, he'll probably be at a lot more events, speaking, a lot more videos. You know, you guys will be seeing a lot more of Victor. And it wasn't a knee-jerk decision to, you know, for people to see more of Victor, because, you know, there's very few humans in the industry that can raise their hand and say, hey, I've ranked hundreds of lawyers, hundreds, personal injury, the whole gamut of, you know, some of the most difficult queries in the local space. Victor's done it. Victor scaled a team. Victor didn't walk into 400 or 500 legal clients. He walked in and, you know, substantially fewer, fixed a lot of processes, completely made my involvement in the SEO moot, which I'll remind him again affected my buyout, I'm sure. Kidding. But no, just really impressive guy. So we're lucky to have him, and he's going to be leading the vault, and it's just lots of exciting stuff there. So didn't mean to get long-winded, but I guess anyone that knows me figured that was probably going to happen. But, you know, just it's great with the roles Victor and Mike will be taking. And for those of you who don't know Victor, he's a guy to follow with just immense in the trench knowledge in terms of everything it takes to you know, manage you know, an agency ranking for competitive terms and doing. I don't know what that agency was when you left. I have to believe it was probably north of 10 mil a year.
Much more.
Like, no, I'm kidding. Amazing guy. So he's you know, it'll be great to have him part of the team. So that's a big brand update, just some shifts there. And then this is something we can pass around a bit because we're all working on improvements and optimizations. One of the biggest things I'll start with, and then I'll shut up, because if I don't, I won't ever. And, you know, this will be like, man, Mark went on a hiatus and he came back and still doesn't shut the hell up. So we want to make positive changes here. But the first thing we're breaking ground on, we're looking through all the schematics, is a major overhaul of the reporting dashboard and the order management. Nate's been on calls all day. I've been popping in and out trying to eavesdrop. We heard all of the customer feedback, the agency feedback. It's slow. All of the messaging discombobulation and just all of the bad things we've collected the feedback on, and we're putting serious engineering capabilities behind that. And I'm hoping to, you know, not to have a 12 or 18 month dev cycle, but like a 3 to 6 month extremely aggressive, start fixing how orders are handled, how we communicate with people about orders, you know, all the tools in there. So that's an exciting development for sure.
Yeah, I wanted to say, and thank you, Mark, for the very, very, you know, descriptive intro there to the company. But it's definitely you know, and I think everybody who knows me knows it's been one of the things I've wanted to do for a long time, right? Join this type of team, join a team of people that are, you know, very focused on being cutting edge and being innovative. So it's a huge honor to take this position. But yeah, looking forward to everything that we're going to create, obviously. But for the dashboard, yeah, I just wanted to say really quickly, I've definitely been getting a lot of feedback from all sorts of different agencies who are using our products regarding, you know, the messages and everything that Mark just went over. But I just wanted to kind of reiterate that it's not going into like a vacuum or anything. We're definitely taking a hold of everything and making sure that everybody's feedback is incorporated into what we're building now. So, you know, keep the feedback coming to me, I guess. Let me know, you know, what problems you're having or what suggestions you might have just off of your experience that you're having. And yeah.
Or any of us, really. I mean, we're all pretty hands-on, so we don't want to, poor Victor. He's like, I guess I'll just do all the work. A big update.
You guys are
for
doing all the work.
working hard on links. That's been a sore subject for a lot of you guys. I've collected feedback from management. We're going to work really hard to maintain and improve link quality and cut down on turnaround times. We found that was also potentially affecting turnaround time on other campaigns where links are a crucial part of a monthly recurring client we're working on for you guys. So, and we have some really cool stuff coming in that vein too, and not in terms of new product, but actual just reinforcing what we have, consolidating that, and just improving all around on turnaround time and quality. So, heard you loud and clear on that one too.
Let me take a look at this. So there are some other brand updates I'd like to announce. So outside of all of that awesome work we're doing there, the agency partnership program is having an update. So we will be sending, or we've actually already started sending emails, but the current codes that you have, if you have any for, would it be
Agency
everybody
partnership, I think. Is that
so is it just the lifetime spend, or is it everybody's that's getting canceled and replaced with the new one?
Yeah, essentially we're changing the agency partnership program. So I think it's on August 1st, the current codes will be expiring, and then people will be getting issued new codes. So if you we'll have more details too about all that, obviously, the partnership program, the coupons and things, the savings and all that. It's just going to be a lot more organized. A lot more people probably will benefit from it, be able to access those savings and things, once they hit certain spend limits and things like that. We definitely have found a lot of people over the past year or so that were, qualified for like discounts and coupons through our partnership program who didn't even know that those were available. So that's why we've redone the whole thing. It's just going to run a lot smoother. Everyone should be able to benefit now. And so, yeah, but your codes will be expiring August 1st. So be aware that that's happening. So,
Yep. And also another update for the brand. So the Q2 Webby is now available for download, the replay of it. So if you want to do you usually just throw that link out there? But
yeah, I'll throw it in the comments here. There we
Okay.
go. If you visit
so you're trying to catch that replay, get a good update over Q2, definitely check that out. And that should be it for the brand updates, unless anybody has anything they want to sneak in there.
Well, maybe I'll toss a few more things we're working on in there just because it's a pretty big announcement. It's a lot of stuff we're working on. The Mad Scientist. We're gonna revamp that so hard. That's one of my favorite things we've ever made. Truly, when people, when I talk about different things I've done in business, as silly as it might seem, I am so proud of what Mike did there. I'm pretty sure it was my idea, but Mike did the hard work. No, I'm kidding,
Yeah.
Mike. Mike's like, don't gas like me, dude.
I'm sure Mark came up with the name.
Funny story.
Whoever
That's
was
an inside joke for another time.
whoever was doing the topics, I guess, did a great job just kind of leading those efforts, because I vividly remember all these different points in time where I would learn something new, or I would kind of gain a little bit more insight on what we're messing with just across the different tests that Mike's been doing. I know there was a lot of like on-page messing around with on page, trying to see what Google prefers, and that definitely showed me a lot about what Google likes to see as far as like what's better for readers.
Yeah, and that was Mike. I mean, he really soldiered that one across the starting line, whatever. But very eloquently stated, if I can say so myself. But I really want to resurrect that and ramp it up. I want to put more resources behind it, just because, of all of the SEO influencers or people in the space, whether it's white label and anything across the board, having an R&D team or a team specifically dedicated to R&D and publishing those results for free. We have 100, 200 page of SEO test results like that. I want to retest some of the stuff, but I want to change how we publish that. I want to get that a lot more accessible, but offering an R&D component for free is just, I think, a huge value add to an industry filled with opaqueness, black boxes, and obfuscation, right?
Secret sauce.
Exactly. And it's like I'm so against the secret sauce for agency owners. You guys can secret sauce to your clients however you want, right? I'm not here to judge, but I love that, and that is one of the things I've been so proud of. We've used it. I mean, even Victor, doing the legal marketing, it influenced maybe some of his decisions or some of his tests. Like, I want to really ramp that up. The Mad Scientist is going to come back with a vengeance, and I'm gonna really put a lot of resources behind that for you guys, because
It might even be the Mad Scientists.
Oh,
Maybe we have a whole lab this time, huh?
There could be a lab. I'll shave my head and start learning chemistry.
I mean, I'll shave my head too, but that's not saying much. So
why do you need to shave your head?
It's a Breaking Bad reference.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm obviously.
It's okay.
Yeah,
I'm obviously not cultured.
I'm obviously an innocent person. I would watch the shows.
Nice job making me the only asshole that made a cooking meth joke on the first live stream I'm back on. Thank you. I'm a pop culture diva, if I have to be honest.
I just watched Breaking Bad, like literally like 3 weeks ago, marathon the whole thing for the first time.
What'd you think of it?
I thought it was kind of slow, to be honest. Good, very good, very well done, great character development, great writing, but there were some parts that were just slow. And I thought the ending could have been better.
Oh dude, the ending I didn't love the ending at all.
Yeah, I was
also,
not a huge fan.
Sorry, Walter White just couldn't build a meth empire fast enough to suit your impatience, Mike. No, some of the story arcs I didn't like. I didn't like the towards the ending. I didn't like the what were they, like those Nazi dudes? I didn't like that story arc at all.
The skinhead Nazi dudes or whatever.
They had him like. Yeah, and they had like Jesse kidnapped and chained. It's like, all right, I get that the dying science teacher becoming a meth kingpin's already a little out there, but I have a certain layer of reality, like realistic expectations. Like, I'll put on Game of Thrones if I want to see some crazy shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I don't know that you chain a grown man and
chemistry teacher cooking meth. That's believable, but you draw the line somewhere. Killing people, all that stuff, but come on.
You're not going to chain a grown man in a pit to cook meth for you for a huge amount of time. Like, that seems so ludicrous.
That's probably a horrible thing to laugh at, but yeah, it's just. We changed Mike at the end there.
We changed Mike to do the scientist. So.
Mike will be chained up.
I'll be chained up doing SEO tests.
Said you wanted the lab, we're gonna chain you in the lab. So that's a big one. The Mad Scientist, I'm really excited for immensely. We're gonna slow down on new product launches. There's been a lot of new products that flowed out of Web 20. I want to really double down and improve what we have. I'm passionate. I'm impatient and passionate to really improve what we have. There was a lot going on. There was a lot of scale. We're like 170 employees right now. There was a lot of growing and whatnot, but I'm just very, very impassioned to create something that has an immense wow factor. And,
yeah, and even getting niche specific with it too, just having all those different options, because we have a lot of different options now for all the different industries. So I know a lot of people have been asking for the dental stuff, and we finally have that out. But yeah, I'm definitely trying to get that type of attention to basically all the niches. That would be great to just start offering that.
Yeah.
So did we have another brand update, or should we go ahead and move over to the SEO news?
Maybe we
Yes.
move. I could probably sit and talk all day about stuff we
Yeah.
want to do. We have like 100-point Asana list already made for the first 90 days. So I doubt anyone wants to get bored into the granular details, but we have some big company shifting stuff we're all working hard on, and I think we're all pretty proud of the direction we're going. So
Everyone will see the impacts very quickly.
now,
I would say
exactly.
so. Yeah.
Now it's time to just walk the walk. I mean, we could sit and talk for 10 episodes. Like it's time to just walk the walk, and you guys can see the impact.
I mean, that is a strategy of some agencies, just constantly hype up yourself and
Are you trying to get me in trouble? I'm
trying to get Mark triggered on the
What are you
vault.
trying to do? You want to get me wound up here? I'm friends with everyone. After my hiatus, everyone is my brother and sister in this industry now, man. So don't know what you're trying to do, but it's
Nothing
not
but
gonna work
love
out.
here. Yeah.
All love.
All right, well, now moving over to the SEO news. So we got some interesting articles that are circulating around, through the groups and whatnot. But Microsoft opens up Bing to everybody now. So the Bing chat, it looks like all you have to do now is just kind of use their Edge browser to access that. So
Have you
previously
used
you were
that
doing
at
the-
all? Either of you guys?
I have not. No, I've seen people use it when they signed up to access that. Obviously, a lot of people were sharing their test results. I didn't get to mess with it. I was probably messing with the bots that you were making more than anything else that's out there.
Do you have you used Bard at all?
I have tried Bard, but I don't know. For whatever reason, it just doesn't seem to get the same type of answers, the same type of quality as like ChatGPT or other options.
They have that thing locked down. They do not want you like getting Bard to say it has a different name or like jailbreaking it or something. Like it's not going to happen. Google's being extremely cautious with that because I mean they got search kind of on their whole search business on the line, as opposed to like Chat GPT where they're just like, this is an AI language model, so have fun.
Yeah, I guess it's pretty typical for Google making their slow moves, very careful not to upset anybody.
I mean, they definitely will, but yeah, if you play with Bard, it's extremely locked down. I can say hands down though, GPT-4 is the best there is out there currently, and anything that runs that you think runs better than GPT-4 is something like what I've made that just runs on top of GPT-4.
Right. That's why at this point it's like
assisted prompting. Yeah.
Yeah, at this point I've kind of stuck to that because I mean there's all this crazy stuff coming out every like few weeks. So at this point I'm just stuck on one and making sure to try to learn how to form structures off of just that. But let's see, Google Analytics to show UA3 data for a year after it stops collecting data. So that's actually going to be here coming up in July 1st that it stops collecting that data. So for anybody, I guess, I mean, at this point, everybody should be moved over. I don't really know anybody that's waited this long. There's been so many alerts and notifications for it. But if you're still not moved over, it's like time is closing up. So
it's so easy too now with like the site kit and all that stuff. Yeah.
And at least like when you go into the old property, it does, I mean, it literally prompts you like click here, click there, and then you're good to go. So yeah, not sure if there's anything else really to add to that one,
Yeah.
but so we've got some new Google business profile tips to avoid the bulk verification delays. Now, I've actually never done a bulk verification before. Can you tell us about that, Mike?
I mean, I've only tried it once with it wasn't a franchise, but they had like 36 locations or something like that. So like all over like the Chicagoland and Illinois area. I mean, I have no idea though about I mean we put them in it worked. That was a long time
Yeah.
ago, so I have no idea what that landscape looks like now.
This is
So,
more for. Whoops, excuse me. Sorry, Victor.
oh, you're what were you saying?
Oh, thank you, kind man. So this is more for honestly a lot of the bulk verification and the stuff I think people were missing that was causing the delays is the same type of thing. Oh God, I don't want to show an Audi side here, but there used to be a really cool little exploit with bulk verification to actually verify, black hat listings, which I don't do anymore. Um, but it's a lot of the same things you look for with a single location, where it's like if the email is a branded email for the business, if the address matches, if the
Oh,
location and shit's matching on the website. Like I think it was a lot of those things. And especially when you have a spreadsheet of 30 or 100 or 1,000, that you're trying to manage for a franchise or a regional company, it's like little things like that I think were causing hiccups. So it's you follow the rules you would for verifying a single location, basically, where it's like the more signals you can give that it's legit, the better you're gonna do in Google, right? That's always the general freaking rule, right?
Yeah, so I'm looking at the tweet here. So it looks like it's Crystal Tang. Not sure if I'm saying that right, but yeah, it literally says use domain email. Make
mhm.
sure that your locations are on the website. So I'm guessing that's like some type of landing page or some type of reference in the footer embed, I'm gonna guess. I guess to be safe, I would make sure that there's an actual landing page for it with all of that info. I'm not sure, I guess it's not very specific here, but check for leading zeros in the postcodes. And then it just says contact support if it gives you an error that says exceeded limit. So, and again, I feel like a lot of these things, it's like stuff that you should be doing for the SEO campaign anyways. And
Agreed.
I wanted to say, I have noticed, in the past few months, there's been like whenever your PPC account also gets shut down or anything, or you're having issues like verifying the PPC account, I've noticed a lot of the same things that would fix those issues. Or like I guess it's like any type of process in the platform, having like a very legitimized business where everything's very transparent and online seems to be just across the board the way that you gain trust, anyways. But yeah, that's it for that one. All right, we've got some, and what's this? SERP changes. So Google search tests new simple more results button. So I haven't seen this one yet. Have you guys?
I see new stuff being tested all the time. It's I'm willing to bet. I mean, I've said it for years that we're just going to constantly see search change drastically now with new AI and chat and stuff. I would expect that to even accelerate even more with how like if you see websites at like I almost see a future where you could almost chat within the SERPs about websites or things that almost that's like a rich snippet kind of deal, but replaced with AI and actual interacting with the SERPs versus just using it as a search to find materials, but also using it as like a research tool, you know.
Yeah,
But
so I'm looking at the pictures here. It's essentially, I mean, I guess it's all along the same lines of them trying to get you to stay on the platform or keep interacting or, reach, like if it's videos. So if before it showed you just 3 or 4, now they want you to really be clicking in there and looking through all the other ones too. But I guess it's kind of along the same lines as the stuff that they've been messing with before. So
I've
I guess nothing too
I've had
crazy.
this I've had this for like ever. I know Nate did too. Like we've had this for months. Like
You guys are like on
unless
special accounts.
no, dude, I hope not. I'm nothing. They better leave me alone. But no, I've seen this being tested. And I'm pretty sure I still have it. I wonder if you interact with a feature they're testing a lot, if they don't roll you into it until they decide to do a full deployment into production or a rollback. I have no idea, but I'm just yeah. I'm
I
throwing
sign
that
up for everything on my one personal account just in case. I'll be the
Yeah,
first one
for
to see
sure.
stuff. But the next one, so something from Google here, Google Search Liaison on Twitter, trying to explain page experience is a ranking signal, not a ranking system. Mike, are you able to break this one down for us?
Let me see what that was. Is this one of the things that someone said?
It's a bit of
You
an
guys,
update. It's a bit of an update to their
Oh, yeah. So last week we did an announcement about they released these ranking systems and updated them, and essentially saying, like they said, Penguin and Panda aren't ranking systems, which we know that for to be true for a long time. That's part of the core updates. Page experience and page speed and um or sorry, the I'd have to pull it up. But essentially, like page speed is no longer a signal. That's not even something that's or not a signal. It's not a system. So it's not like there's not
it's
like a
right.
algorithm in place that measures that. So page experience, there's not a page experience like algorithm, but there are algorithms or things in place within the algorithm that use page experience as a ranking factor. That's essentially what they're saying.
Yeah.
So it's almost like, I guess, just adding the signal on top of the other systems in place versus having a rigid system. So I guess,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like there, and I guess there's some tools that will try to give you a score on that, but yeah, I guess there's definitely no sort of system like that that's actually on the platform.
Yeah. I mean, page experience is a wide range of factors and things. So, like, that would probably, that's, a lot of part of like core updates and many other things that they're doing as well. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
then they also did update a section on their documentation here on their blog about eat or double eat nowadays.
Yeah,
I
I
guess
think that was Danny Sullivan.
basically explaining that there's a mix of factors that are being used here. So there's at least a little bit of clarity from that Twitter post. I think that's been like the hot topic lately, right? Or like the new buzzword that people can start to use.
Mhm.
But I mean, I feel like, again, it kind of goes along the same lines as everything that we've come to know about the your money, your life type of category. So I'm just
Mhm.
reading through here and trying to see what was it that was added on here that is there anything really like new, or is it more so just clarification?
I think it's the same circular Google. No, it's not a ranking system or whatever, but we do have different signals. You know what? I've always maintained this is something, and I'm guilty of this too. As SEOs, I feel like we rabbit hole. We start going down. I mean, Mike, you and I've done it. Oh man, we spent a lot of time over analyzing SEO things, and the really hard one with this this system, the Your Money Your Life or E, um, is there's so much ambiguity around it. There's so much subjectivity around it. Where the best thing you can do is the rater guidelines always come out that the third party companies use to provide feedback on pages and all this stuff. Like I wouldn't overthink it too much, right? I just would try not to overthink that. Like especially considering they're feeding all of this from data from these subcontractors, right? So, how many of those subcontractors are like professional UX minds, or they have a huge background in finance, so they're able to go through finance pages and be like, oh, wait, this is potentially harmful to say, right? They're going to follow protocols and SOPs and shit from Google, but so they'll say, hey, does this page promise to make you rich or promise to cure cancer? Those are always things to look at as hyperbolic and potentially claims that are regulated against making, right? Like those are danger zones, but like I feel like so much of this is a rabbit hole, something we rabbit hold on way too hard for how much ambiguity is around it, because we will never have access. Like we'll never be able to look and see even an estimated number of links from a bunch of different sources. We'll never see how many words of content. Like, it's not something we can see and then reverse engineer work back from. Like, it's like you'll drive yourself up a wall, I think, on this one.
Right. So essentially, this is really just a reiteration to read the guidelines as far as understanding what double eat means. But there's that, yeah. So there's definitely no double eat score, I guess, to try to calculate on your own. It's more so just trying to pay attention to all the different factors. So mix of factors is what it is, not just one factor. So let's take a look at the next thing. Oh, okay. So we have something from, oh, I almost missed this.
Mr. Mew.
Are both of these from,
I think the
Well-
rest are from you, or was it? I know, yeah, those two are.
so
Jay
John
Money.
Mueller saying, do not use the coming back soon page or coming back soon message, you know, like a big blank thing when you're migrating sites. Now that's a pretty interesting one because I know a lot of people kind of utilize that. Otherwise, you kind of see like a broken website as people are messing with it. Have you guys had any experience actually, you know, experiencing like a drop or something from? I mean, I've had drops happen throughout migration just because the entire website is down. So it's like,
I've never used a coming soon page for a migration or anything.
Yeah.
I've had the site and then I had the new site or whatever, and then we
Right.
flipped the switch and that was it.
so you
Build
suggest,
staging and then deploy it live. Kill
Yeah.
the S3. That's
Yeah.
how we.
yeah, and I mean, just to avoid that awkward situation of like Googlebot coming around and nothing's there. But it basically John Mueller saying, hey, if you need to make a bunch of bouncing back and forth for like less than 2 days, he said just do 503 is what he's actually saying.
So like instead of 301 redirecting to do a 503 status,
yeah, but okay, so that's kind of weird.
that sounds like a bad idea to me.
Is he saying that because it's better for like Google and their resources if you just kind of pull out of the index while you're messing with it?
Well, maybe because if there's absolutely nothing on the site and it's indexing, maybe your site could be like penalized or demoted or something. I don't know, but still, just a 503. That sounds like that's hardcore. Like I don't know what.
I would just go. I would just do a better process so that you don't have to do any of
Yeah,
that.
manage your migrations and everything else better. Like I can't think of a situation where you would need to like really. It would have to be a very special circumstance where you're like, we need to get this site down like to yesterday. But like that, yeah. Other than that, just do better, people.
Yeah, have a better process. All right. The next one from John Mueller clarifies a little bit on the WebP image indexing. So a lot of people are using WebP for image optimization. So
I have honestly not used. I've seen it used. I have not used it. I don't know if there's an advantage or if someone claims there's an advantage. I use PNGs for images generally.
yeah, I rather use that because then it's easier to grab the images.
Yeah. Maybe those images. I'm not a technical person, so I don't know if they load faster or better or what, but
Mark, do you have an opinion on this one? So with WebP images, so they don't get indexed as HTML pages, but I guess, do you have an opinion on even using that?
I don't know that I've ever been. I'm trying to think of a situation where we had to even think about this.
it's a smaller file size. So I mean, if you have a heavy image site for load speeds and stuff, it sounds like it might be better. Like honestly, like I said, I'm not a technical person, but yeah, improve website performance.
I know. I even. even when we optimized image heavy, we've done. This is just something I haven't really messed with, to be honest.
Yeah, me
Not that I
neither.
can remember. I'm drawing such a hard blank on this.
Let us know in the comments if there's a reason. Yeah, Alan says WebP is faster. He also says 503 sounds like a terrible idea. Okay, me and Alan are on the same page. That's good to know.
Yeah, I'm not sure why you just want to build the new shit in staging and 301 it over and get it done. It seems like a
We like to make up problems in our industry, so we have something to write about on our blogs.
Okay, look at the next.
Yeah, I think the next one's John Mueller, and then the last one's Danny Sullivan there.
Okay, this is a good one.
John Mueller hitting us with the third-party metrics don't matter statement.
Terrible idea to disavow your links just based upon third-party metrics. So the first thing I'm thinking of is a specific toxicity score of tools. I guess for anybody that's still, I feel like this is a frequent conversation or one that comes about in groups every now and then, but at least my opinion, like there's only been one time that I've ever had to disavow links, and even then I wasn't sure if I really had to. So I guess across the board, there's no other tool that's going to be able to tell you. And at the end of the day, if Google doesn't like it, I'm sure they're just going to de-weight the link anyways. You might as well not be disavowing anything that might be actually contributing, even if it's super spammy. A lot of times they'll still contribute to the campaign.
Yeah, you don't need to. Google's way better now than it used to be. So like, unless you know there's a problem and then you need to disavow, like there's been 2 times in my entire life I've disavowed links. One time I knew 100% it was needed, and we saw the result when the Penguin refresh happened. And then the second time, the campaign still struggled. I don't know if it helped, but the links were bad. But I manually put together the disavow file. I've never used tools for disavowing. Like, I don't trust the tool. Or
just disavow all your good links. Like,
yeah, I'm very selective. Like I've always been careful with that.
So I guess like really quickly, the one time I did disavow the links, and I want to hear, I guess, from your situation, but I was it was a client that was active for over a few years. So it was something that I was tracking actively throughout the whole time. Because it was under our management, we had a lot of control, and obviously it would always just kind of steadily grow and increase. But all of a sudden, when the spam links, when the frequency of them increased, I started to go, I went on Ahrefs, I turned on the notifications that would give me a daily summary of new links that appear. And then all of a sudden I could monitor the fact that somebody was increasing whatever efforts that they were trying to do. Starts with just a bunch of homepage links, but all of a sudden there are links being placed with very precise anchors across a large variety of the pages on the website. And the more the frequency increased, I guess the lower the ranks would go. And nothing else was really wrong in the campaign. So that kind of led me to start making that manual list to get uploaded in there. Any insight on that, Mike, that you want to share?
No.
Pretty much.
That pretty much sums it up, to be honest. Yeah, that's it's tough.
Okay. Google Discover won't show content filtered by safe search. Google Discover may filter content based on user safe search setting, potentially affecting content visibility. This underscores the importance of creating family-friendly and appropriate content to ensure your articles reach the widest audience possible.
Yeah, I definitely have never been in a scenario where I've been concerned of that. So all my roofing and attorney and plumber and subcontractor content is all family friendly.
Yeah, same here. So if you're doing some wild niches, then just know Google Discover is not going to be your friend. All right, SEO say.
What was
Oh,
that?
what's that?
I was just gonna say I keep my safe search on all the time just to make sure I'm never in danger of stepping out of bounds.
All right. So there's a poll here, a study. It was a poll on Twitter. As much of a study as that can be. Most SEOs got started by reading and practicing alone. So let me pull that up and see let me see the options here.
Hold
So the
on.
options
Pedro.
are
Lonely.
Yes.
read and practice alone. Enroll. That was 55.5%. Enrolled in a course, only 5.8%. So I guess that's true. Like people that do courses that just don't take action on it, or you're buying crappy courses. I don't know. 17.8 were mentored by somebody. I think that's a pretty good, that combined with probably reading and practicing alone is probably a good way to go. But then the 20.9% just kind of went along, right? Just kind of.
I wish I could see
Did
the
their best.
success rate from these groups. See how their actual careers have panned out by comparison from the people who had mentors or training or who just went along versus reading and.
I think a lot of these, it really like depends on the course, depends on the mentor and stuff like that. So I guess at the end of the day, you just have to get your own experience if you don't have anything else there to help you.
Because I know people who got started and they enrolled in courses and had a mentor, and then they just started reading and participating in things after that. But then I know people who started like reading and participated things, and now they're just like, serial course buyers or always getting this new mentor, or trainer, or something, some life coach or something. So it's just, it'd be interesting to see how those progressions work from like where you start versus where you end up.
Yeah, that's true. I definitely have some friends that are, looking up to me, trying to be a mentee type of thing after just seeing all the work that we're doing. But yeah, I mean, my
Tell them to buy your course.
I'm not doing a course.
Well, you need to make one, Victor.
It would just be like a Web 20, a free course, not paid.
A free course.
I don't know.
Fine. Don't make that money.
We're going back to our roots, Milas.
I don't want. I don't want to
greed.
sell.
Keep your filthy greed out of these businesses.
I don't want your upfront money, Mike. Okay, I want your long-term money.
Oh, so we're gonna upsell them on more training on the back end. That's the plan, huh? I honestly miss the days where like literally we just focused on our doing SEO, like the actual work, and like we just gave away. I mean, that's how Mad Scientist came to be. That's how Local Client Takeover came to be. It's like we're doing this stuff because like we need to do it. We do it for ourselves because of the work we're doing. Like, let's just give it away,
We are returning to those roots, my friend.
So that's gonna be good times.
I traveled all the constellations of possibilities of selling courses and coaching, and
you spend your time with the Buddhist monks,
with the gurus.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go back to giving shit away, I think.
A man of the people.
Still recommend using GSA to a money site? Bro, you should send GSA to everyone.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say, so now let's almost done with the episode, but now it's time for the local SEO community questions. Was that our first one there? Did that come in through the chat?
That was yeah, Neil.
There was some shit going on. I was called names. I was
in the chat.
You were asked to be someone's daddy.
Well, that's Alan. I mean, he knows.
I know. It's like that. It's Alan. That doesn't count.
If that's what he needs from me, that's what he'll get. I guess I could have made my top knot look a little better, but it's not a damn man bun. There's a difference.
That's a man bun, bro.
From this angle.
How long is your hair?
Long. Like
okay. And is it in the knot more than once?
A bun's when you have the sides long and you pull it all up into a bun. A top knot's when you have the sides shaved and the top's in a knot.
Oh, I didn't realize the sides of your head were shaved.
Oh yeah, you thought like they were pulled.
All I see is
my thing. You know, I invested in this camera setup so you could see me crispy clear. Now I'm over here looking like a 70s movie, like the first color television. But yeah, so I didn't appreciate what Neil was going for there, and I don't know if he's my friend anymore after that. We'll have to see where this goes.
still
I just hit him up and said I want to take him out to get a drink too. He's still around here. I was like, Neil, let's go grab a drink. And we were real cordial and friendly, and now he's starting his shit. Starting his shit already.
All right, well, you guys getting rowdy in the chat there, but can somebody send us a live question? Otherwise, Mike, what was that? What was that first one you got there?
Oh, that was what Neil said about using GSA to a money site, which was a joke. But I would also, does anyone actually use GSA successfully with has anyone tested it?
I've literally never even used it. I've only as soon as I knew what it was, I was like, I don't know.
I mean, I've used GSA on and off for many years, and I've played with it. And I think the last time I actually played around with it was it had to have been 2 years ago now. But I did drip links to a local site, and that thing ranked pretty damn good. Like dripping links with NAP and stuff. Mark, I'm not telling people to do it. Okay?
Edit it out. Edit this shit out. We're gonna get in so much. Mike told us, you know what people are gonna do here. Mike Milas told us to spam sites and they'll rank. He promised.
Just for testing purposes, guys. Don't be
copying. I literally had to start censoring my SEO Mad Scientist test a little when I started hearing some of the people what they were doing based on my testing.
Yeah, let us do the testing on not real businesses.
I honestly I would not suggest using any manual or programmatic link building tools like that. I don't know an industry where you need to is really the issue there from my experience at this point in the game. And I don't do affiliate stuff or crazy stuff. And I guess we're working on that law software stuff, but still, I don't know. That's SEO doesn't seem that hard anymore in local. It seems like it just got easier.
Because that's all we do.
It just got easier because I got better.
Well, I'm trying to pick out a nice question here from the group. So what about?
There's a good one, Victor.
Where?
Mark's beard and hair looks amazing. What is his grooming strategy? I'll answer that. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead, Victor. Sorry.
So there was. I already lost it here. Hold on. We have one here from, this was 3 days ago, Michael Hinderlitter. I hope I'm saying that last name right, or close to it. He says, so I revamped my website and finished doing so about 2 weeks ago. And with doing so, I kept current keywords and then added a lot of keywords to catch up to competition. Can anyone suggest any insight? Okay, so I'm not following this question too much. It doesn't look like there was any sort of information about a business. So I would say if you're putting questions in there, definitely give a little bit of information about the business or just some more insights there to get because I noticed there wasn't any good responses for that one. So it's probably why.
Honestly, yeah, there's an issue with SEO in general when people ask questions about things and they ask just a sentence question. And it's you really need more detail. Even if you gave us all the detail you had, we could probably use more detail if we had it. Is the point.
That's true, yeah. And people can definitely chime in whenever they see the post. That way you're not just kind of looking around for one specific person.
Gents, I have to
Okay.
go. I have a very important sales call I have to pop to. Thank you so much for having me on. I'll try to, I know this is on my schedule. I'll try to make it more often. Everyone watching, I love you all. Thank you. Excited to rock out with you guys and keep building this thing. So appreciate everyone. Have a nice rest of your week. I'm around if anyone needs me. Bye.
Thank you so
Bye.
much, Mark.
Yeah, we should
All right,
probably get
yeah.
signing off here. We're kind of at the end, so
Yeah, I was gonna say, unless anybody threw anything in the chat there in the last few minutes, I couldn't find anything that great as far as a question that wasn't already answered in the group chat. So yeah, I think we're pretty good as far as wrapping this up. So thank you for everybody that tuned into the show. If you enjoyed it, we would definitely appreciate it if you take a moment and leave us a review on your favorite podcast platform. So just go ahead and search for the SEO Vault to be able to find those different places, unless Mike has links there in the chat for us. But your feedback is super important for us. Obviously, we're bringing in a bunch of changes, even to the SEO Vault, but your feedback is always appreciated as we build these things out, especially that Mad Scientist type of stuff that's going to come out soon. So go ahead and tap the review button. It only takes us a few seconds. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see all you guys in the next episode.
bye.
Peace out.